As a part of our year of empowered living, each month we're inviting someone from the congregation to come and share about what living the empowered life means to them. We're calling it an empowered living moment. So today is our first empowered living moment. And we've invited to share with us today Patti Phillips. Let me tell you a little bit about Patti. Patti began attending this church over 8 years ago, and she is one of the most inspiring women that I know. She has worked in the business of women's sports and leadership for over 25 years, and 15 of those have been right here in Kansas City. She is currently the CEO of the National Association of Collegiate Women Athletics Administrators, and she's all about empowering women and athletics. And so please help me welcome to the platform, Patti Phillips.
Thank you. I would speak a lot more if I got an intro like that. I am so blessed and honored, truly, to be here and to be asked to speak on this topic. Unity has been, it's played a critical role in me feeling like I'm living an empowered life. So to be here today is truly humbling for me. Living the empowered life to me means truly owning your power. It means owning that power within and all the gifts that you have. It means knowing that you control your destiny and that your thoughts, intentions, and actions truly create your reality. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to experience this firsthand and taking an empowered view of my life and taking control of my destiny, and that's what I would like to share with you this morning. So I've always been a positive person, and I was pretty much living the empowered life I thought at the time, and I was truly happy, loving what I did. I had a great life. I loved the job I was in, and I believed I was meant to be there, that I was living my purpose and my passion, which is women's sports and leadership. In fact, the mission statement of the nonprofit I worked for was empowering girls and women through sports and fitness. I absolutely loved my job and just couldn't imagine another job that was more perfect for me. But after 9 years, I felt a yearning to kind of do the next thing and to take the next step. I was a director, but I wasn't the ultimate boss, and I definitely wanted to make more money. You see, I grew up in a struggling middle-class Catholic family, and we were versed in service, but we were always struggling for money, and I was told all the time that money doesn't grow on trees. So it was always a struggle in our house. So imagine this, I ended up working for a nonprofit and not making very much money and struggling financially. Interesting how that works. I knew I had a block around money, and so one week here, I heard Reverend Bass talking about the class, Keys to the Kingdom, which I would highly, highly recommend. And I took the class, and it had an amazing impact on me. It helped me to make a significant shift in my thinking and consciousness. I came to understand that money is just energy, and that my scarcity and limiting view around it was affecting all areas of my life. And in fact, I wasn't able to attract the abundance in my life that I wanted, nor the perfect job because of those limiting views. So I decided to consciously change those limiting thoughts, and I got into motion. I put out my intention. I wrote breakthrough on my white stone that year. I took all sorts of Unity classes. I took the fast track class at the Kauffman Foundation. I did energy work. I created vision boards. I did all of these things. And I actually wrote down exactly what I wanted in a job. And it was to be the CEO of a nonprofit that focuses in the area of women's sports and leadership. I wanted a staff of 4 to 6. I wanted to be in Kansas City. Being here was important to me. And I even wrote down the salary range that I wanted. Well, I was contacted about this job opening with NACWA not long after that. And it fit many of those criteria, but it was in North Carolina. So I wasn't even interested. And I had the search firm, and people were calling me. Luckily, I had surrounded myself with very dear friends that I'd shared my vision with, and that actually kind of knocked me on the head and say, hey, this is actually something you need to look at. It's exactly what you're looking for. And in fact, I think another important part of empowered living is surrounding yourself with big thinkers that can see a bigger vision for you and for your process than what you see for yourself. And in my mind, I wasn't aware that nonprofits could move. And in fact, many small nonprofits move all the time. So fast forward, I'm now the CEO of NACWA. I moved the office from North Carolina to Kansas City. We are in the crossroads in downtown Kansas City. I have a staff of 6, and I'm exactly in the salary range that I had intended. And part of my limiting thought before was that I felt like I was in the perfect job and that there wasn't that many jobs out there for women in sports and leadership in Kansas City. And at the time there wasn't, but it came to be. And it's truly miraculous. I got exactly what I wanted, and I'm extremely grateful and happy, and actually because of that I feel really powerful. So for me, the biggest keys to living an empowered life are truly owning my power, which I try to do every day, and knowing that I really do have control, which actually can be scary, but it's also in itself empowering. And truly having faith, knowing that if I do my part, if I'm in motion and I set out my intentions, believing that the universe will meet me halfway, and it always does. And knowing and owning that my thoughts, intentions, and actions really do create my reality, which is what Unity teaches us every day. And having the courage to surround myself with big thinkers that challenge me. Their bold visions rub off on me, and I need that because we often underestimate our potential and what we can do in the world. Last week, the bulletin said, we are co-creators with Spirit, and we use our words, visions, and actions to move us towards the realization of our heart's desires. This is so true, and I can honestly say I am living proof of that. And I want to close with saying I think another huge key in living our empowered life and a life on purpose is finding sources that sustain us and support us in our journey. And Unity has definitely been that for me. It's my weekly shot in the arm of inspiration and guidance. And in fact, when I travel, which I do often, I always listen to the Unity services online. And as Reverend Bass said last week, we all have gifts that we are meant to share. And ultimately, living the empowered life, to me, means owning our role and having an impact on this world. I'm honored to be part of this Unity family that has had such a huge impact on me, and I thank you for it. Blessings.